Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel. Manchester United 6, Leeds United 2, and firstly I have to get off my chest. Obviously I'm uploading this video very late in the day because this game happened about 4 or 5 hours ago at this stage, but I do have my reasons because my laptop basically since the match began was going through major problems and I couldn't do anything about it, so that's why the video is coming so late. I wasn't going to do a video in the end, but overall I just said, you know what, I might as well. It was such a good game, such a mental game of football. I might as well because, you know, I'd be missing out on, you know, talking about this game, which was just absolutely incredible. So yeah, let's get into Man United 6, Leeds 2, which still sounds mental to say. See, obviously Man United absolutely hammered Leeds. I mean, United, let's be honest, they were absolutely incredible. I thought from the lineups, Ollie got it spot on, which, you know, does tend to happen 50% of the time. I think there's a lot of games he gets it spot on, there's a lot of games he doesn't get it spot on whatsoever. I thought starting Dan James was an absolute masterstroke, although I think it was very glaringly obvious to see that he needed to do that. A lot of United fans before the game I saw on social media were complaining of the fact that Dan James played, even though, you know, I didn't understand it because the one thing United needed today was pace. Because Leeds, of course, go all hell for leather for the entire 90 minutes. Obviously, United are going to get a lot of space in behind to counter, which they did inevitably, and obviously then they need pace on the break with the likes of Dan James, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Martial, and then the creativity of Fernandes in behind, and then of course having Fred and McTominay as cover for those guys as well when Leeds are just going all hell for leather, as I said. So Ollie set up really perfectly, I have to say, in terms of his formation and the system used and the personnel. So yeah. But yeah, overall, I'm just going to say Leeds United defended absolutely horrifically. Now, one thing that people are not taking into account that I am going to cut them a bit of slack for is they were missing their two arguably best centre-backs in Robin Koch and Diego Llorente, who are both gone for, you know, a month or two, I think, in terms of injuries, and obviously Liam Cooper came off as well. So Leeds looking really worrying in terms of their centre-backs, because that's the three main, I think the three only centre-backs that are missing now over the Christmas period, which hopefully Liam Cooper isn't gone for too long, but if he is, that's going to be an absolute nightmare for Leeds. They had to play Luke Ayling at centre-back, of course, who was a natural right-back. They played Stuart Dallas at right-back, who was a natural left-back slash midfielder. Well, Dallas can play literally anywhere, in fairness. But with the system that Marcelo Bielsa is adamant on playing with this Leeds United side, well, as I said, they just attack from minute 0 to minute 90. They cannot afford to have such a leaky defence, and that is one of the main reasons why they got so caught out. I said at the start of the season, on the opening day of the season, when Leeds lost 4-3 at Liverpool, that, you know, there was going to be games where Leeds played teams off the park, like they did against Newcastle during the week, beating them 5-2, and there was also going to be games where they got absolutely spanked and got, like, bet, you know, 6-2, as I said, like United did today. So, but yeah, the main question on everybody's lips, are Manchester United title contenders this season now? And short answer, in my opinion, is absolutely not. I mean, don't get me wrong, United, they've done a lot better for the first half of this season than they've done the first half of last season. I think the first half of last season they were like mid-table or something at this stage of the season. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done really well to have them. I think if they win their game in hand, they're second in the league, and I think only 2 points behind Liverpool. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that is a really good record. And as I said in my game week predictions video on Friday, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or United as a whole get the credit they deserve in terms of the fact that how well they're actually doing in the league in terms of points. Because as I said, although they're not doing well in terms of performances that much, they're getting results, and they're grinding results in you know, the most ugly fashions. And then obviously there is games as well where they do it in fantastic fashion, like they did today, of course. So yeah, United doing really well, and they're probably not getting the credit they deserve so far this season in the Premier League. But in saying that, I do not think that they are title challengers, because personally I think there's only one title challenger really this season, and that is Liverpool. They've been absolutely incredible. I mean, as I said in my video too, Liverpool and Crystal Palace yesterday, Liverpool, they're just streets ahead of anyone, even with the injuries to Van Dijk, Gomez, Thiago and Jota now as well. I just think that Liverpool are streets ahead of everyone else. Spurs and Chelsea are probably just behind. Then I would probably say United just below them, and obviously it's mad to say that considering Spurs and Chelsea have lost both their last 2 games, and United of course are on really good form. But I just think Spurs and Chelsea, in my personal opinion, are more equipped to win the Premier League, and that doesn't mean that I think that they are any more likely to challenge. I just think they are more equipped to win the league, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Leeds really poor, but at the same time they were also really good, and that's why it's just mental to think about with Leeds, and that's why I think they've been an absolute breath of fresh air to the Premier League, because we all knew at the start of the season that they'd be one of the most entertaining teams to watch. They'd be the entertainers of the Premier League, but we didn't think it to this extent. I mean, even when they were 4-0 down after 37 minutes, like they just kept even going for it, and you wouldn't even put it past them to come back to 4-4. That is the main thing. When Liam Cooper scored the header right in the brink of half time, most people were saying, you know what, could this end 4-4? Could it end 4-4? And, you know, even when, you know, Stuart Dallas scored an absolute worldie, people were saying, of course, at that stage it was probably too late for them to come back, but even still, you wouldn't put it past this Leeds team to actually score a few goals and get back into the game. That's just how unbelievable they are going forward, and how unique and just incredibly entertaining this Marcelo Bielsa team is to watch. I thought Bruno Fernandes was absolutely incredible once again. I mean, I had him in my fantasy football team, so, you know, if you don't have Bruno Fernandes in your fantasy football team, what are you doing? He's guaranteed points, whether it's from the penalty spot or not. He gets assists, he gets goals from open play. He's just an absolutely incredible player. He's world class by a country mile. Manchester United's best player by a country mile, and there's a main reason why since he's come into the club that they've gone from strength to strength, and they've just been absolutely 100 times better. But it's just absolutely mental that McTominay scored 2 goals in the first 3 minutes. I mean, that is something that the Premier League scripters wouldn't even be able to write. But anyway, United did incredibly well, particularly in the first half, to go 4-0 up after 37 minutes, especially in a game that everybody thought was going to be tight, and including myself as well. I did predict on my Premier League gaming predictions, as I keep referring to, that it was going to be 2-2. I knew there was going to be goals in this game simply because it's two sides that are very, very good going forward. But yeah, I think that is where we're going to end this video. So if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like on the video as per usual. Once again, I apologise that this video was out so late, and I apologise if, this video, I wasn't really prepared for this video because I was really just stressing about my laptop earlier on. I've really not had a great day, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I tried to do the best I can in this video, so hopefully you guys can appreciate that. So yeah, also if you can subscribe to the channel if you are new, I would heavily appreciate that, because we are closing in on 1,000 subscribers. Yes, 1,000, which is just absolutely incredible. So if you could subscribe to the channel, it costs you absolutely nothing and makes my day. So win-win situation. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.